Well, one of today's projects require a jump pack. Got a project, or not really a project, it's a ritual that I do every year for the last, I think since lasts about 11 years. And it involves a jump pack. And just reach into keep the jump pack in the pickup truck plugged in, that way it's ready to go all the time. So yeah, this project involves getting something started. I've got a couple of pickup trucks in here. Let me turn you around and show you what we got. A little bit dark in here, but you can maybe see. I'll get them out into the light. I've got this, it's a 92 or 93 pickup truck. It belonged to my dad. He passed away in 2012. I brought it back from Montana. So it's been out there all its life, and it's real clean, rust free. Well, at least until I brought it to Wisconsin. I have kept it inside all this time, but still there's enough moisture in the air that comes up, and I could see a little bit of surface rust on the frame and things like that that weren't there before. One little note about storage on these things, or not a note, just a tip, is you got to keep the bottom dry. And what I do is, when I store something, I've got some 2-inch styrofoam insulation that I just slide underneath the vehicle here to keep that condensation coming up from the bottom. Bottom line is, if you just throw something in a building, in a pole shed, or even in a concrete building that's not heated or climate controlled, your bottom is going to rot out on there in time just from the moisture coming up. So just a little tip, keep your bottoms dry. Styrofoam insulation, especially even if you pull it outside and you park it out in the field or something, if you don't keep it up and you don't keep that bottom dry, you might as well just haul it to the scrapyard instead of pushing it around out in the field, because they are going to rot out, at least in this area, in this climate up here in Wisconsin. So anyways, we've got this pickup truck. It's got 60-some thousand miles on here. Let me take a look, see what we got in here. And well, 179,000 miles on there. So out in Montana, you put a lot of miles on there. And the motor's been rebuilt once, but the drivetrain's getting a little loose on there. So it's on the list to sort of rebuild it back to its glory. Not a showpiece or anything like that, but just make it, do some upgrades to get it drivable. And in doing so, I needed a donor vehicle. So I found myself a donor vehicle, and this vehicle was a vehicle, did some trade for some welding labor, some fabrication, and some materials. I got this pickup truck here. So it's got a good drivetrain underneath it, and so that the plan is possibly taking the drivetrain or parts out of the drivetrain of here and put it in the 93 here. This one doesn't have any sentimental value whatsoever to it, so I don't mind scrapping her up and cutting her apart. This vehicle, it's got a little different story on here. And the reason I know that the drivetrain is good on this vehicle is this vehicle only has 366 miles on this on the pickup truck. That's no rollover, no turn. Those are actual miles, because the window sticker is still in the back. So it's a brand new truck. But like I said, I've got no sentimental value to it, so if I need the parts off of here, this might be there. So let me even see what, yeah, I'll have to get this out and get this pressure washed and see what this is. So this is a, what is this here? Well, this is a 93 pickup truck. And let's see, what did they pay for this back in 93? $22,000 for it back in 93. So price of trucks have went up a little bit. So part of the ritual is I get this, put the jump pack on them, get them fired up, and once or twice a year I take and I drive these around. Just drive it around, just around the driveway here, and let them run, get them up to engine temperature, put them in four-wheel drive, go to bake, hit the brakes back and forth just to keep them working. So let me get the jump packs on there and see if these things fire up. They've been firing up the couple times a year that I fire them up. For gas treatment in here, I've been putting all kinds of different stuff in the fuel tank there. I've been putting heat in there. I've been putting seafoam in there, some Lucas fuel treatment in there. Put a couple gallons of premium gas in there every couple of years. But so far so good. I've been keeping the fuel system intact here. So, well, let me get this thing fired up and we'll go from there. Well, let me get the hood popped on here and hook the battery up. There we go. I've been doing pretty good with keeping the mice out of here for all these years. I don't know if it does any good, but put some Irish Spring in here, soap, if there ever did get a mouse. But the big thing is we got cats around here that keep all the mice out of these things. Otherwise, the mice can make a nasty mess. So you better have a game plan to deal with mice if you're storing anything. So, and also with the batteries, on this one I've got about a 2010 AGM battery in here. Never ever store a vehicle, I mean never, with a lead acid battery in here because they will rot these things to pieces. And even with this AGM, I think there might be a little venting, but I keep this whole area around the battery here sprayed with some gear and chain oil. Just soak it down and go from there to keep the rust off of there. So put the battery pack on here. Oop, I think I got to hook up the I always disconnect the lead on here before I shut it off. So there we go. We got some lights coming in. So this truck with 170,000 on it. Like I said, it's a clean truck. Spent every day in Montana. It's never seen the salt at all. So, and I want to keep it clean like that. So, like I said, it's got sentimental value. It's from my dad. It's got more sun damage than rust damage. You can see everything flaking here. So, maybe the grill off of that truck will work on here. So, let's see if we can fire this beast up. I think it was last spring, or maybe it's been a whole year since I did this. I don't know. But I just get them out, drive them around, and pressure wash them up. Let's get her fired up. If it'll go. Well, we got to turn it over. And don't let me down here. Well, let me just let that fuel pump go again. There we go. We got her fired up. Like I said, this has got almost 180,000 miles on this body of the truck here. So starts up, runs pretty good once it starts. So I'll just sort of pull this one out and bring her up over and get her pressure washed up. And let's see if the other one will fire up. Well, I'll put the jump pack over here. Nice jump pack. Had real good luck with this little one, and it's got a little USB port in there, and leave it in the back of the other pickup truck. And well, let me get my styrofoam out from underneath. Well, it looks like there was something leaking there, but styrofoam, sheets of styrofoam. At some point I was going to build a little wooden pallet to put this on, but I've got the floor, I've got some landscape felt, and the floor under the gravel is actually insulated, and I got it run up on board, so all that helps. It's just, you got to make an honest attempt to keep that bottom end clean. So, well, I can't see a damn thing out of the windshield here. She goes in gear. Yeah. So get her back out into the daylight and let her run and get her up to operating temperature and go from there. Ooh, you can really see how nasty and dirty these windows are now once that sun hits it. I can't see a damn thing. So, yep, absolutely nothing here. So let me go get the other one fired up and let this one sit here. And then, like I said, when I start this up, I go through and I go through all the, hit the brakes and the four-wheel drive and the wipers and the heater, and just to get everything moving. So like that, it's a nice clean truck, no rust. I don't quite know what I'm gonna do with it. Oh, there is some rust. The back bumper on there, there's a little piece on there. Well, let me get the other truck fired up. Well, let me pick all the insulation up from where I had it stored. And now you know what I'm talking about. Look at the bottom of this insulation. All that water running down that insulation there. That's what could be on the bottom of your vehicle. So just because you got a vehicle parked inside thinking that it's good, wrong. You got all that moisture coming up from the bottom. Ooh, you can see that one too, the water. Look at the water just running off of that. Styrofoam on there. So a couple of sheets of styrofoam go a long way keeping that going. And like I said, I just run it up on these boards here to keep a little moisture off the sides there. Like I said, you got to make an honest attempt to try to keep these vehicles from rusting away. Pull this one completely out of here. There we go. And there again, you can just see the water running off of the styrofoam on there. Well, let's pop this out. Here we go. Pop the hood on there. Oh, this is dirty, nasty covers. Yeah, it's been a while since this one's been fired up in here. So, oh, that's the first time in years that those tires have been going low on there. Ooh, that one too. Wow. Something I got to do to get that there again. Hook my battery up. Yeah, I'll always disconnect the ground cable on here. And we got power in there somewhere that I've seen a little spark. Probably wouldn't hurt if I had my headlamp on for seeing what we're doing and let you guys see a little bit more about what's going on, but we'll get these out in the daylight here. So there we go. So we got that. Put a positive on there. Ooh, it looks like it's already been put a little power on there. And get this one fired up. See if this one does a better job getting fired up here. Sort of dark in here now. Yeah, about the same as the other one. Let me just shut her off, turn her on a couple times to prime that electric pump. There we go. Fire it right up. So, and there we go. And as you can see in here that this one's only got the 366 miles on here. I think I put 1 mile on here already, just driving it around. So, but anyways, like I said, it's a brand spanking new truck. It just, yeah. Well, let me go pull the battery box off and drive her out. There we go. Well, I'll get this one outside and get the pressure washer fired up and give them a little wash and a little drive around the block, back them in, and I'll stop back in here another year and do it all over again. Well, this one's got dirty windows too. Ooh, I can definitely tell those tires are low. I need to get my little air compressor on those, pumping those up. We'll get her out in the daylight here and out in the open first. So yeah, they don't see the sun very often, but today's their day. So there you go. All the oil pressure. Looks like I got a quarter tank of fuel. I might dump another gallon or so of premium in here before I park these things, but oh, it's got about 60 pounds of oil pressure. That's pretty good. So we'll get at her and get her cleaned up. Well, let me give you a little before and after. But I better get those tires aired up first. But yeah, you can see they're pretty crusty sitting in there. Yeah, so I'll get them running. Definitely let them get them up to operating temperature and get all the fluids and everything going in there. And well, let me go get the pressure washer. Not barn finds, but sitting out in front of the barn. It's time to start washing. Well, let's get started. I got the first layer off there. They don't have to be perfect because they're going right back into the shed, and they'll probably sit there another year and until they get on the list and close to doing something with them. But in the meantime, you gotta preserve them. So just getting them washed up and taking it for a ride around the block, and we're gonna be done here. So. Well, it's time for their little bit of fuel conditioner here. So this is what I use. This, and like I said, many other things I just keep dumping in there. It can't hurt. And then I mix that up and put some premium in there. I only run anything that you're storing or any vehicles you're not putting a lot of miles on there. Run the premium in there. I think I need a funnel on this deal. It's not going in there very quick. Or I just go a little slower. There we go. So I'll get this little splash of fuel conditioner in here, and a couple gallons of gas in each one of them. Like I said, they'll be good for another year. Well, let's take them for a ride around the driveway here. Oh, the window still isn't very clean on there, but well, let's take this one for a drive around the block and get all the lubes lubing where they're supposed to be. Still a little dirty in here. Like I said, it didn't have to be perfect, just had to get the big chunks off of there. Let me just put it in 4 high, just get the transmission. There we go. Just to get the transmission and the transfer case and everything slinging oil. And then I just brakes seem a little crusty and grabby, but hit the brakes a few times. Turn the blower motor on, get that thing spinning, blow any chunks out of there. But yeah, it still has pretty good oil pressure, about 30 on there. Temperature is where it's supposed to be. The bolts are where they're supposed to be, so everything's in good shape on there. Except it is getting a little hot in here. Let me turn that right off. I don't think the AC works on here, but well, that's the next project out here I got to do. Is I got a wood pile, but nice sunny day out today. I figure I better get these things washed because we could have snow next week. It's that time of the year that there's a pretty good chance that could get snow in a week or two, and it could be there until April or May. So we'll see what this year brings us here. So it's getting its work out here. And take her back up, put a couple gallons of gas and some treatment in here. We're all set. Well, I will bring you back when I start backing this thing in and get her sealed up. Well, let me get the 93 in there, and then the 92 is next. We'll get that backed in here. I think I'm getting too many vehicles around here a lot of winterizing has to be done. That's what happens when after a few years, you start getting a few extra vehicles. At some point, I thought I was going to start downsizing some of these. Well, I think I'm going to need 2 hands and be paying attention for getting this thing backed into the garage here. But I'll get it backed in there, get the insulation back underneath it, and I'll be all set. I got one in here. One piece of styrofoam in the back, and I will just slide this underneath there and get the next one back in there. There we go. And push her all the way back up to the next one, and we're all set. And I do the same thing when I park the motorhome in here. I think I'm done with it for the year. I'll take, I got more styrofoam over there. I'll take and line that whole bottom section with styrofoam underneath there. Keep that moisture up off the bottom. Well, let me get the 92. Yep, just letting it sit out there, idle a little bit, get the temperature up, and I'll take that for a spin around the yard there, put it in 4 high, 4 low, hit the brakes a few times, put it all the way down in the low gear on the transmission just to get all that fluid working, and we should be good to go. So I'll just drop her all the way down into first just to get things moving, put her in 4 high, and just get everything working and get some lube back on the seals, and go from there. Oh, nice day. All the horses are out there just enjoying the sun while it lasts. So, yep, everything is doing what it's supposed to. And this one's got a little less oil pressure in there than the other one, but supposedly there was, and who knows how accurate that oil pressure gauge is after 180,000 miles. But supposedly this one had a rebuild on it at about 140,000 out in Montana. They pulled the motor apart and put her back together. So it still runs and everything, but if I'm gonna rebuild this, I'm just gonna upgrade, beef everything up. Yeah, these 92, 93s, at some point in life they'll be a little bit more desirable, but their time hasn't hit yet. So maybe in another 20 years this might be the truck to have. So I just got to keep it around long enough to get to that point. Now let me try putting it in 4 low. Not quite sure if you got to have this in something about neutral or park down there, but now it's 4 low. Drop this down, get things moving. There we go. Should be good. Well, let me get this parked back up with the other one and get these things put away and on to the next project. All done for another year. Thanks for sticking with me while I was doing some cleaning and polishing and getting these things put away. Talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching Alan's Day. Life is about making choices. Some things are already perfect. Some things you may choose to upgrade. This channel will show you both. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks again.